Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today we're gonna talk about the two new releases from L'Art et la Matière collection by Guerlain. So I have not tried this yet, so it will be also first impressions. So I believe we'll start with Rose Chérie and then we'll check Santal Pao Rosa. So these two fragrances were created by Delphine Jelk. So I believe these are the first ones that were created by Delphine Jelk alone without Thierry Vasseur. I don't know if he helps, but she apparently is the nose behind these two new fragrances. So I received this book also where they talk about the new fragrances and they talk about the presentation, but these new bottles, the personalization also. But what interests me also, let me take the page. Yes, that they have special pages about these two new releases. So this is the one about Rose Chérie. So they explain, I don't know, it's in French also, so I will translate it to you. So they explain also that what is the inspiration behind the fragrance. So for Rose Chérie, apparently they get inspired by Paris, but also by love. And apparently they were inspired also by the pastel colors. So this is translated by the notes that they used. So apparently they used the almond for the tender green color. They used rose for the pale rose for the representing the petal of the rose, and they used also the note of raspberry for the, let's say, more intense rose color, and the violet for the violet color. So yes, this is more or less the inspiration. And also this is reference to a roseraie. So I don't know how we say that. This is a garden where you grow the roses. And it used to be in Rue Guerlain, close to a street where was the factory of the house. So yeah, that's more or less the inspiration behind Rose Chérie. So I'm gonna try it on paper and then I'm gonna give you my first impressions. Okay, so I've just sprayed it on paper. Immediately what I have is this rose, which is indeed quite pink and tender, a bit sweet and fruity. So this may be this raspberry note. It's also quite musky already. So usually the musk is something that I get a bit later. And I had also some almond in the opening. So the violet is a bit faint for the moment, but I can smell it. And it has something like a cosmetic powdery touch, like a cosmetic powder, I would say, more than a lipstick, but more something like a powder, I don't know. Yes, I have a powdery rose, a hint of green, and sweet. Yeah, it really smells like some, I don't know, cosmetic products to me, but it's pretty. So far I like it. Yeah, it's like you just used a facial cream, a moisturizer that smells like rose and powder. So I don't know, it's nice, but I don't know about the evolution. I'm gonna spray it on my wrist. Okay, on my skin usually it evolves much more quickly. So in the opening I had this sweet Bulgarian rose with some fruitiness, but not too fruity. I mean, this is, the Bulgarian rose are often used with fruity notes. I think they go really well together. It reminds me of something, but maybe it reminds me of a bit of L'Eau à la Rose by Francis Kurkdjian. Yes, in the opening I had this vibe with a hint of violet, but yeah, it reminded me of L'Eau à la Rose that I like, that I really enjoy because I have it, so I do like it. Yeah, it's really pretty. I really enjoy it. Not really different on my skin. Maybe less powdery and a bit, it's still as musky as it was on the paper, but it's a bit less powdery, strangely, on my skin. And I have just a hint of violet, not too much. Yeah, that's a pity. I have less violet on my skin than on paper. Okay, I'm gonna do a comparison also of this fragrance with the French Kiss, because I heard many people saying that French Kiss was quite similar, or that they get inspired by French Kiss to create Rose Chérie. So I'm gonna spray it also on paper and compare both. Okay, so I have both on paper. Here I have French Kiss and here I have Rose Chérie. So French Kiss. Yeah, beautiful rose, violet, a bit waxy. Like, yeah, because to me there's iris here. And yeah, almond too. There's this raspberry and the rose. But it's a bit less musky, I would say, French Kiss. French Kiss is a bit more waxy, lipsticky with the iris. And less musky, a bit more fruity. I mean, I have more raspberry and violet. And on the other side, Rose Chérie, I have more rose and it's much more, yeah, musky. I have less the violet and the fruit from the fruitiness from the raspberry. And I'm not sure there's iris in Rose Chérie, because I don't have this waxy, lipsticky vibe from it. But it still has this cosmetic touch with this powderiness. So yeah, they are quite close, to be honest. I like both, but to me they are different. Is Rose Chérie more modern? I don't know. Yeah, Rose Chérie is less candied violet iris-like, for sure. But I like that in French Kiss, so yeah, I have much more rose in Rose Chérie and musk. So yeah, to me they are close, but they are not similar. Still, it's really pretty on skin, but to me it smells different, because I have French Kiss. I do know this fragrance, so to me they are different. I do see the similarities, but they are different to me. But still, I like it. It's a pretty musky rose. Yeah. Is it something that needs to be in the L'Art et la Matière collection? I don't know. Honestly, I would have expected this one to be maybe more in the previous, what was it, Les Elixirs collection maybe, or even Les Parisiennes. Yes, maybe more than in what used to be the L'Art et la Matière collection. Okay, so let's jump now to Santal Pau Rosa. Okay, so for Santal Pau Rosa also, let's check the inspiration behind the fragrance. It has also its own page in the book. Okay, so for Santal Pau Rosa, so this one. So they wanted to apparently translate the strength of the wood and the grace of the rose, like a sacred love. Okay, that's marketing, but yeah. You have the idea of rose and woods. So yes, I remember that I heard that the inspiration was a wood sculpture, and from the artist Giuseppe Pennon. So I believe this is why we have this wood sculpture in the imagery, let's say, that they used for this fragrance. And yes, also I believe that there was something like a reference to another fragrance that was created by Aimé Guerlain, which was named Pau Rosa and released in 1877. So apparently it had also the notes of woods and rose, and it was something like, yeah, a reference to this fragrance. So in this fragrance, apparently we're gonna have also some notes of myrrh and oud. So I expect sandalwood, rose, myrrh and oud in this fragrance, I believe. We'll see. So the same thing, I'm gonna spray it on paper and give you my first impressions. Straight away, I've sprayed it on paper, I've not smelled it yet, but I already got some whiffs of sandalwood and I believe fig, for sure something like a creamy fig. So let's see, let's put it under my nose. I believe it's much more stronger than this one, because I've not smelled it yet, but I already smell it. So, oh yeah, I believe you know what I mean. Okay. So I have something really fresh and spicy on top, and have something fruity, milky, like a fig, I believe. But I had much more that fig when I spread it, that now I have it less. I believe the fig goes really well with the sandalwood. You have this creaminess of the sandalwood with the creaminess of the fig. It works really well, that's smart. So I had these spicy notes also on top, which works pretty well. Maybe cardamom or Not ginger, I believe it's cardamom. Yeah, sometimes I hesitate because these notes often goes together, so at some point I'm mixing them. I know they smell quite different, but I'm used to get them together in fragrances, so... Yeah, I believe it's cardamom. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But there are some spices for sure. And the rose, I don't know if there's rose here, but for the moment I don't really have it. I have something like I don't know, like spicy soap, something a bit soapy spicy. And there's something a bit, I don't know, something stronger behind, like a stronger wood. Honestly, I don't have much more for the moment. Okay, I will see also on my skin, but I have really this impression in the opening of something really fresh, a bit fruity, milky, and spicy. So I definitely see the sandalwood and the fig here. Maybe some cardamom. And so far I don't know much more what is in there, but I don't really get the rose. Is there rose in here? So if you're not a rose lover, I believe this one you could still enjoy. And yeah, I think people who really enjoy sandalwood would maybe enjoy this one. Okay, I'm gonna spray it on my skin, but just a disclaimer, don't be afraid about what I'm telling about this fragrance on my skin, because my skin doesn't really like sandalwood. So sandalwood is a note that often doesn't work on my skin, so yeah, don't be afraid about that. I'm gonna spray it on my skin still, and we're gonna see what's coming. Okay, so I've just sprayed it on skin. Let's see. It's much more spicy, I would say, on my skin. I have less this fruity, milky, almost coconutty, I would say, aspect that I had of the mix of the fig and the sandalwood. It's much more soapy, spicy on me. So far, it doesn't turn bad or pissy, I would say, because sometimes sandalwood is really turning into pea, yeah, on my skin. So, but it's not the case here. It's pleasant. It's pleasant, but a bit disappointing, in the sense that on paper I had much more notes, I would say, much more going on, but on my skin, not so much. It's more flat on me. It still smells good, but it's a bit flat. Yeah, I have something woody, a bit spicy, not really the fig. Yeah, I have something like a woody cardamom, which is nice, but I expected the other notes to, I don't know, to express themselves a bit more on my skin, but that's not the case at all. Yeah, it's a bit more fresh also on me, almost citrusy. And I don't have the dark woods, or I believe they talk about oud, but on my skin I have no oud at all. So yeah, on me it smells like a soapy, spicy sandalwood soap, I don't know, something like that. Okay, it's nice on me, but it's not a love. So, and about the originality, I'm not sure it's that original. They already have many fragrances, many sandalwood fragrances on the market, and this fig sandalwood, I believe, it has already been done in what is it, Gris Charnel recently, which didn't work on me, unfortunately. I know many people love it, but on me it didn't work. So it's nice, it's sensual, it's a sensual fragrance, it's warm, it's cozy and comforting, so I can see this one, I can imagine this one will please more people maybe. And it's definitely more unisex, I would say, traditionally, than this one. I believe the Rose Chérie is more, I don't know, maybe they are targeting more women for Rose Chérie, and this one maybe, for me, is definitely more unisex. It's nice, it's pleasant, but same remark. Does it have its place in the L'Art et la Matière collection? I don't know. This is maybe something that I would have expected to smell a bit more in Les Absolus d'Orient, for example. And I'm a bit surprised that they released this fragrance in this collection. Maybe because they are already similar fragrances. Oh, not similar, but they already have a sandalwood fragrance in Les Absolus d'Orient, Santal Royal, which doesn't smell at all like this one, but maybe that's why. They already have a sandalwood fragrance and they decided to have one aside in L'Art et la Matière collection. I don't know. Okay, so let's talk about my final impressions. So, so far they are a like, not a love, but I don't know, if I play a bit more with them, maybe I'm gonna fall in love with them. I don't know yet. So about Rose Chérie, if I come back to my papers, yeah, no, this is French Kiss and this one? Yeah, this is Rose Chérie, okay. So it didn't evolve much on the paper, and to me they are different, but yeah. And on my skin it's changed. So I have much more the almond now, and which I like. So it's getting more into the like plus. Yes, I do have this violet, but I much more have the rose and the almond now on my skin, which I really enjoy. But it's quite musky, and I'm not really a fan of musky fragrances. But still, it's pretty. It's working well on me. Yeah, I really like it. There's something that reminds me of another rose fragrance now. It's not really fruity, I would say. Yes, that's a conclusion that's never ending. Sorry, but yeah. So this one is alike. I think it has some similarities, especially in the opening with the L'Eau à la Rose from Francis Kurkdjian. And then, yes, it has a lot of similarities with French Kiss, but to me they are different in the sense that I do prefer French Kiss, but I like this one. And I believe if you prefer the Iris cosmetic vibe, in the sense this lipstick vibe and the fruitiness, also you will maybe prefer French Kiss than this one. And if you prefer the, let's say, almond and the rose is much more present here, and the musk. So if you prefer musky rose, I believe you would prefer this one. So voila, my impressions about Rose Chérie. And about Santal Pao Rosa, so still a bit flat on my skin. It didn't evolve much, and on paper, yeah, on paper it's darker, have stronger woods, and I had this hint of fig that I had much more in the opening, but still there on the paper. So yeah, it's nice, but not a love again. But I can definitely see people enjoying this one. So voila, these were my first impressions about these fragrances. Just a word before I let you go. So I will go to Paris at the end of the week. I'm going to Guerlain, of course. I will go to the Rue, to the Champs-Élysées, to the boutique on the 68. So yeah, I believe I may film something like a vlog. This is new to me, so I don't know. I will try to do one. And yeah, so if you're interested, stay tuned, because I believe I will try to film inside the boutique if I can. And we're gonna have a session with Delphine Jelk and Thierry Vasseur. So I don't know if I will be allowed to film, but if I can, I will try at least to take some pictures. So tell me if you've tried these fragrances also. I'm quite interested. Tell me what you think about them. And I hope to see you soon in my next video. Bye!